FBI Chief Mueller is now investigating Democratic lobbyist Tony Podesta. Who's Tony Podesta? He started one of the biggest lobbying groups in the world with his brother, John Podesta. Who's John Podesta? Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. Those were his emails that got hacked. So this is his brother. They're now investigating him. Why would they be investigating him? Oh, because they were working with Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, in lobbying the United States government on behalf of a pro-Russian political party in the Ukraine. So we already showed you that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton profited hugely over the uranium deal, where they sold uranium to 20% of our uranium production went to Putin and the Russians. That Clinton Foundation got $142 to $145 million into their Clinton Foundation over that. Bill Clinton himself got a $500,000 check from a Kremlin-connected bank just for that deal. We've already showed you that corruption. Now there's this corruption. Her campaign manager is working for another pro-Russian government.
Countries and flags and all that stuff, it's almost just like pro sports.
Yeah.
You know, because who's really running the world are these rich people, and they don't care about it. They don't care who has uranium. They don't care about any of it. They just care about their money and their power, and they will use this corporate media to push their nonsensical objectives to get everybody tricked. That's all they do.
And it's worked, by the way.
Oh, it's so effective.
So when you do something like this, when you lobby the United States government on behalf of a foreign government, you're supposed to declare yourself as a foreign agent. And they didn't. This is from the AP. Under federal law, U.S. lobbyists must declare publicly if they represent foreign leaders or their political parties and provide detailed reports about their actions to the Justice Department. A violation is a felony and can result in up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. Now, you and I both know Tony Podesta is not going to go to prison for this. He may pay a fine, but he's not going to be a convicted felon.
He's not even going to pay a fine.
I doubt anything will happen. So what he did was he tried to skirt the laws and not register as a foreign agent like he's supposed to. But what they will often let them do is then go back and refile if they catch you. So he got caught. Oh, you caught me? So now I'll go back and refile like I was supposed to, and now I'm in compliance. So they're allowed to break the law until they get caught. And then when they get caught, they just have to go back and do it like they were supposed to. No one else gets that except oligarchs. No one else gets that treatment. Political consultants are generally leery of registering under the foreign agent's law because their reputations can suffer once they are on record as accepting money to advocate the interests of foreign governments, especially if those interests conflict with America's. You mean like they did? So the Podesta Group, founded by Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, was taking orders from Paul Manafort, who was Trump's campaign manager. So the Clinton campaign and the Trump campaign were literally working together to further Russia's interests and downplay the United States' wishes internationally. Donald Trump's campaign chairman, Manafort, helped a pro-Russian governing body in the Ukraine secretly route at least $2.2 million in payments to two prominent Washington lobbying firms in 2012. One of them was the Podesta Group. Isn't that something? Trump's campaign manager funneled $1 million to the Podesta Group, the PR firm founded by Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. Isn't that something? So $2.2 million in payments to two prominent Washington lobbying firms, and did so in a way that effectively obscured the foreign political party's efforts to influence U.S. policy. So they did it in a corrupt way, in a clandestine way, in a secret way, in a criminal way. Criminal. Isn't that something? After being introduced to the lobbying firm, the European nonprofit paid the Podesta Group $1.13 million between June 2012 and April 2014 to lobby Congress, the White House, National Security Council, the State Department, and other federal agencies, according to U.S. lobbying records. So the Podesta Group was lobbying at the behest of pro-Russia government, our own government, trying to alter what our government wanted to do. And they didn't want to register as foreign agents when they did it. Why? Because they're corrupt criminals. And they don't give a shit about your country. They care about cash. So this whole thing, when we show you pictures of the Clintons going to Donald Trump's wedding and them all golfing together and giggling together, it's a big group and you're not in it. The Podesta Group amended its FARA registration. Oh, they did amend it to accurately reflect its work with it. So they didn't at first. Then we got to read. Only after payments were reported by the media.
Thank you, media, for reminding us that we forgot. That was so nice of you guys. Gee golly.
If it wasn't for the media, I wouldn't know how to file my taxes. I would just be like, oh, boing.
April 15th.
Is that this year?
I skipped it, but the media reminded me.
Is it every April 15th? Or is it just this past year?
Maybe you wait for the media to let you know.
Okay. Because I don't. Nobody told me taxes were important.
Manafort's firm also filed a FARA registration after media reports in June disclosed its work in Ukraine from 2012 to 2014. So they're all liars. They're all corrupt criminals, okay? There's no countries anymore. There's only companies. A spokeswoman said the Podesta Group's original filing was submitted after the advice of legal experts. Yeah, just what I said. They're going to say, oh, it was a lawyer who told us and that we didn't know. We rely on our lawyer to tell us what to do.
Right. And they
Can you imagine how many people like yourself, Graham, if you could do something retroactively and then you'd get a pass? How fantastic would our lives be?
Oh my God! I screwed up some tax forms literally when I created my corporation, and it cost me thousands of dollars, and my accountant screwed it up. I wish I would have been given this pass.
Yeah.
Oh, my accountant screwed it up, and then have the franchise tax board just go, "Hey, no problem, buddy.
Yep,
you're good."
So, Hillary Clinton's campaign manager's PR firm that he founded was literally lobbying the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal to write pro-Russia articles that downplayed the will of the Congress. And they were also lobbying Congress, and they were also lobbying the State Department. They were also lobbying lots of people in the United States government, which is why you're supposed to register as a foreign agent. And they did it on purpose. Why? Because they didn't want anyone to know what they were doing, because if people knew what they were doing, it'd be like, why are you working for Russia? Turns out Clintons are working with Russia. Isn't that weird? Turns out Barack Obama and his Justice Department were in collusion with Russia. Isn't that weird? So it's all corrupt. It's all criminal. They know that what they're doing, and they know that that story that they're telling you about Russia is now going to somehow is invading our elections and overthrowing our government somehow. They know that's a bullshit story. This is the story you should be talking about. The other story you should be talking about is the uranium deal. And the other story you should be talking about is how both parties came together to set the Middle East on fire and are continuing to do that. And the official policy of our government was war crimes and torture. That's what they should be talking about. And how we're now spending what could have erased all our college debt and sent everybody to school for free. We're now giving that to bombs in the military-industrial complex. Instead, against the will of the people. There's a rot inside of our body politic in America, and it's called cash. And no one's held accountable ever, except if you try to protest it. Then they'll call you a terrorist, and they'll crack your head open, pepper spray you, chemical assault you, and make you shit in your own pants and throw you in a jail cell and take your medicine away. If you try to protest this stuff. If you do this stuff, they give you millions of dollars and a slap on the hand. But if you protest this stuff, you will get your head cracked in, and you will do jail time. That's America.